Hello everybody, what's happening? Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new around here, welcome. My name is Basketball Brat and subscribe for more NBA related videos. Today on our menu are Philadelphia 76ers, and the question that I'll be answering is, why are they so much better this season? Currently, at the time of me recording this video, they are number one team in a much better Eastern Conference than in all recent years, with a stunning record of 31 wins and 13 losses. Last season, they finished with a record of 43 wins and 30 losses, which made them a 6th seeded team and got swept by Boston Celtics in first round of the playoffs. The most obvious difference between these two seasons is all of the changes in front office, where they decided to fire Elton Brown and get a man that revolutionized Houston Rockets and one of the best GMs in the game, that is Daryl Morey. Front offices of Sixers always seem to fail to deliver perfect role players for their duo of young stars, and for now I think we can all agree that Daryl did the best job so far. With Elton Brand, their head coach Brett Brown also packed his bags and left the city of brotherly love. 76ers upgraded their coaching spot with Doc Rivers. Doc left Clippers last season after blowing up a 3-1 lead in a second round of playoffs against Denver Nuggets, and he got a lot of hate for that, almost like he's the only one that was guilty for those couple of atrocious games. In the last season, 76ers, a team that has two young superstars that are amazing defensive players and a lack of shooting in them, which is crucial for modern day basketball, decided to add more defense to the team. In the last year's offseason, 76ers gave three huge deals that were not a very smart investment. They gave 4-year $110 million deal to a 33-year-old center, Al Horford, while already having a top 2 center in the league. They also got defensively minded Josh Richardson in a sign and trade deal with Miami Heat. They also signed Tobias Harris to a 5-year $180 million deal, and he is the only one that stayed in the team out of those three. Their bench unit in that season was consisted out of Furkan Korkmaz, Mike Scott, James Ennis, Raul Neto, Shake Milton, and Matisse Thybulle, who they drafted with a 20th pick. This was probably one of the worst bench units in the league that season, and when we put in a fact together that they were also terrible fits with Ben and Joel, we have a recipe for a disaster, which happened in the first round of playoffs. Philadelphia's front office was very active in the last offseason. They pulled a trade that landed them Danny Green, a veteran 3-and-D guy that knows how to win and already has 3 rings in his collection. That was a 3-team trade in which they sent Al Horford to Oklahoma City. Also, they traded Josh Richardson, who never found his game in Philly, to Dallas Mavericks, for Seth Curry. Seth proved to be an ideal pairing with Ben Simmons in backcourt. He is one of the best 3-point shooters in the league, so obviously them two get along very well. And they took Tyrese Maxey, a microwave scorer, from the bench with their 20th pick in this year's draft. They also moved Tobias Harris to his natural position, a power forward. Because of Al Horford, 6'9" guy Toby had to play a small forward last season. Starting lineup this season, when everyone is healthy, is Ben Simmons at the point guard, Seth Curry at shooting guard, Danny Green as a small forward, Tobias Harris as a power forward, and Joel Embiid at the center. Ben Simmons did have a slower start to the season, with averaging less than 10 points in first month and a half. He had struggled because he was consistently in trade talks. With the connection of Daryl Morey with Houston Rockets and James Harden, Sixers were favorites to get him in a trade, and even some Twitter insiders have written about this. It is genuinely crazy how Ben went from the worst year of his career to a second favorite to win a Defensive Player of the Year and averaging 50 points per game. Seth brought that consistent 3-point shooting that this team missed since JJ Redick. He's another player that is having a career year, with 13 points per game and 44 shooting percentage from deep on 4 shot attempts per game. These kind of teams that are contenders always need a guy like Danny Green to balance things out with his defense and experience. Toby is another guy that is having the best year of his career. He's averaging 21 points per game while being very efficient, with his shooting splits being almost in the 50-40-90 club. Joel Embiid. Where to start with him? Now it is such a shame that he can't be healthy for a whole season. Before the injury, he played 31 games in which he averaged 30 points and 11 rebounds per game. At some point of the season, he even led the MVP rankings. This was definitely his best year also. He showed how dominant he is in the paint to the whole league. He should return in 2 weeks, but he already missed around 15 games, which sadly ruled him out of the MVP race. But with all of the players above mentioned as having the best year of their career, we still have not came to the real reason why the 76ers are so good this season. In my opinion, the main reason is actually having a bench after a long period of time. This season is ruined with injuries for a lot of teams, and having a respectful bench unit is more important than ever. Last year, their most impactful player in the bench unit was Matisse Thybulle, but he's a defensively oriented wing, and the Sixers never had a problem with defense. They went from being 20th offense in the league with 110 points per game to now being 6th best offensive team in the league with 115 points per game. Big part of the reason that their offense is so much better is their pick from this year, Tyrese Maxey, who had some really good games, and Shake Milton, who showed us that he is one of the best microwave scorers from the bench. He was drafted as a late second round pick in 2018, and this is his first year that he got some real opportunities in the league. They also upgraded their bench with Dwight Howard, who won the ring last season as a Laker. Also, Furkan Korkmaz is having an amazing year. With Joel Embiid injured, he went off in some games with some clutch 3 points like that one in New York. Tell me in comments down below, how do you feel about the Sixers team? Can they go to the finals or even win a championship this year? How do you feel about the moves they made? That is it for today's video, guys. If you like this video, subscribe and like it. There will be many more coming in future. Peace.